Excuse me.
At Vistaprint, we print signs so people can see your brand up close, but we also print signs so that people can see your...
How's it going, everyone? John here. Welcome to another Ouchie YouTube chat, since it's not really integrated, and that's kind of a bust. So what you're going to want to do is go over to YouTube, and you're going to want to open up one of your streams. And you can see your chat here, but that's fine if you want to look at your chat here, or if you want to look at it whenever you're streaming. But if you want to be able to bring this chat in, what you're going to want to do is click on the three dots. You're going to go to Pop Out Chat. You're going to take this link up here in the browser, and you're going to do Control C to copy. And then we're going to go back to OBS, and what we're going to want to do is set up a custom doc, which I already have set up, but what you're going to want to do is go up to View, Doc, Custom Browser Doc.
Morning, Peter. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, I do know what happened there. It's after I changed. I tidied up the Discord channels a little bit, so apologies. That should now be set, so you guys can just jump in as and when you need to. I wonder where everyone was. Scratching my head, being like, I'm pretty sure there's people online right now. How are we all?
You alright?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Good.
Got my chat window open as well, which is good. Right, let's get stuck in then. Good day yesterday, team, wasn't it? Lovely day, in fact. Big fan of yesterday.
Yeah, that short after the news, it was lovely, right?
Beautiful. Just all the price.
I knew it was short in London, right? But it didn't even hit 2R, and then it went BE, right?
Yeah. Oh, the short after the news.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
annoyingly, I got a break even on that one. Because I was up for the day. I was like, I was well over my daily target. So I was like, look, it's not going to give any profits back. And then it ran to another like 2-3 hours, didn't it? It was beautiful.
Yeah. You got in. I got in after you, right? So I had a larger stock.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Right, so we've got obviously potentially a bearish candle here. I'm just going to mark on our daily highs and lows. Let's mark those on firstly, and let's just have a quick look at what the range looks like now. So we've got, I say clearly defined. It's clearly defined in terms of the structure itself, but it's a pretty tight range, and that it does make me a little bit nervous. I've got to be honest. In terms of our overall bullish, this section here is a very clear bullish range, right? Very clear, defined low, defined high. It doesn't get much clearer than that. This technically is a range. However, it's more difficult to see, and that always makes me a little bit nervous. That shows me that we've got consolidation in the marketplace. That shows me that we may be setting up for potentially a reversal. I don't know really. So we're down now to an hourly range. So that's definitely something we have to consider and factor into our analysis. It is a range. It can't be argued with, ignored. That it is a range. So we just need to be maybe a little bit cautious with how we're trading it. Let's mark on all our levels for the day and see where we're sat. So 5 a.m. is there. Lots of gaps on these candles, which shows that we've got good injections of cash coming into the marketplace at New York Open. That's New York midnight open, so 5 a.m. for us in here in the UK. And let's have a look where we're headed. So Peter, obviously this is the opposite of the analysis that you posted this morning. I'll get onto Euro USD in just a moment. So this is what we're talking about in terms of ranges. So this is our current range. This is our most obvious range. It's taken liquidity to the left, and then it's created clear new structure to the buy side. So we're in a bullish range right now. Now, technically, we've got a little bit mucky. So if you draw on the 15-minute, we just this is always a good way to kind of understand where your ranges are. If you just draw defined lows to highs, okay, technically we have now shifted bullish. So that's good for us because we're overall bullish on the dollar anyway, and our 15-minute time frame now is showing us. Apologies. That's the market. Our 15-minute time frame now is showing us bullish PA. So a nice sweep below daily open could give us an entry here. So mark that daily open on. If we can get a tag into there and then some sort of rejection from it, or even better still, a sweep of that 15-minute low. That would be ideal. Obviously 8 o'clock's just opening. We are having a bearish push. Everything is quite bullish at the moment. It has been. I'm not going to fight that. So my bias is obviously to the buy side. So I'm just looking now for a setup ultimately to get me in. In terms of my daily candle yesterday, technically it was a bullish candle, but it closed exactly where it opened. So it's a little bit more difficult to read. On the 4-hour chart, we have got some liquidity being taken from the lows as well, and then we're starting to get some bullish structure coming to the marketplace. So it all just looks very bullish. Market trend, market direction is kind of set for this week anyway. My only slight hesitation is we've got news this afternoon again, haven't we? What have we got today? Let's have a look. Yes, we've got PPI today. So, I'm not too concerned about PPI. It's not one of the big ones, but it is red folder news, so it's definitely something to consider. Possibly what I will do is I will trade the the London session, and that may be basically be me done for the day. In terms of the trades we took yesterday, this was a beautiful position. Now, I was 80% out around here. So I took about 3R out of the trade. I think I called that low pretty much bang on. And long story short, I came out of the position. So that's cool. I'm happy with that. And then obviously I did draw this up. We posted this trade in the group, this sell. Again, the news was pretty bullish in terms of inflation rates coming down. That's good for the dollar. So I had, overall a bearish bias on Euro USD. The news then came out and was positive. The only thing is that the inflation will always carry more weight than I'll just show you. Inflation is always going to carry more weight than employment. The reason why we had this struggle yesterday, the reason why we had this power struggle around here, and it wasn't just a clear push, is because we had positive inflation news. It was predicted to come down, but it didn't come down as much as the forecast was. So previous was 2.5, we forecasted 2.3%, and it came to 2.4, which is still better. It shows that inflation's coming down. That's positive for the dollar. However, the unemployment claims were particularly bad. So unemployment is 258k against a forecast of 231. So that is something that hasn't impacted the dollar particularly well. Inflation is more important than unemployment, which is why ultimately we did continue bullish, because the news overall was positive. But that's the next thing now that really needs looking at and working on in terms of the US economy. That's why we didn't really get a really clear sweep and then a pullback, and then it took a little while to get going. Now, unfortunately, I set myself to break even here. So just before that spike, when I had that big bearish candle, that one there, I set myself to break even. So I actually got taken out on that break even. But as you can see, it was another easy 2.3, just using our news reversal setup. So the classic strong money Forex, news reversal. We've had a sweep of liquidity, and within 30 minutes, so we're timing out 30 minutes, so 2 p.m, we're then looking for what structure we get in. We have bearish structure, and then new bearish structure. It's a very clear trade down, and that's why we took that one yesterday. So yeah, lovely bit of trading. How many of you caught that? Those of you who are on here right now.
No, I stay away after the me, yeah.
Did you? Okay, yeah. It was a pretty clear cut. It could have moved a little bit quicker, but look, it hit the final target. Really sensitive daily level there. That's why we mark on these daily levels, guys, for targets. Obviously, they're good liquidity points anyway, but look how sensitive that daily level was yesterday. So if we just zoom out a little bit, that was the previous day from, however long ago. When was that? That was the 13th of August. That's why we look at these liquidity levels. Look how reactive price was to that. Now, it could be coincidence, like support and resistance often is, but, I don't believe that personally. I feel like it did its job. It found resistance, and then obviously we broke through. Anyway, so yes. Ultimately, similar sort of analysis. Let's have a look at our 4-hour. So again, big 4-hour range. Technically, that is our 4-hour range. It's not as clear as you'd like to see it. You can see it better on the hourly like that. Okay, that is the current range that we're in right now. Just gonna hide these, get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that. Okay, and 15-minute. Now, differently to DXY, 15-minute is still bullish. Now, that doesn't mean we can't trade it bearish, but I would like to see our classic ISC MSU. We've had, if you look at it on the 5-minute, yeah, so we've had a relatively bullish Asia as well. But what I can see from Asia is that it has grabbed some liquidity up here. So we can mark that on as our liquidity. We pop that on there. And, I just need to see some structures come into this now. We've taken some more liquidity above the Asia high, which is good. Haven't really got that classic ISC setup. There's no impulse, there's no imbalance. We've got no structural shift right now. We did have quite a nice move up, which is good. But the return hasn't been, exactly like I like to see it. That being said, it is opposing that on Euro US on the DXY. So DXY looks quite impulsive. Have we got any news today for Euro? Is that what? No, we've got GBP that's already been done. Did that do anything to price? Nope, not really. Let's see if we've got any like orange or yellow folder news for Euro. Nope, so already done, already done, already done. Yeah, nothing for Euro today, which is good. You could take a risk entry here. I'm not a huge fan of it, I'll be honest. It does make sense. Once we break past these levels, we've got a pretty smooth ride down as well. There's not a huge amount in terms of, you know, what's in the way of getting back down there. So yeah, look, the sells look pretty obvious to me. Is anyone in already?
Nah,
No.
I'm waiting for like confirmation, I guess, right?
Yeah. So for me, when it's not clear like this, when I haven't got a really clear, you know, ISC MSU manipulation, I'm just going to wait for some new structure to come in. So if I can get some structure like that, and then I take it, you know, just sometimes you just need to wait for a slightly bigger pattern, right? And that's cool. You know, we don't need to just rush into the marketplace. That's how people lose money, right? You take a trade from here and it just keeps moving. At the moment, and you're coming back to Peter's analysis from this morning, at the moment, price action is bullish. So, it, you know, whilst it makes sense to go short, it doesn't actually make sense to short it just yet until we've got some confirmation. So let's just wait and see. We'll hold fire. I've got until about 8:45 before I've got a call I've got to make. So let's see what we do. Excuse me. Well, excuse me. That's just done for the day. It's good. Get that in the chat. Percent. Oh. Alexa, play.
Resuming Spotify.
Alexa, play chill hip hop.
Chill hip hop mix.
Chill hip hop mix. Let's go, baby. GBP USD is really low, isn't it? I mean, look at that divergence as well. So if we see that as a divergence, so from Asia high, DXY is breaking structure now as well. So we've got divergence here really, really clearly as well. So that does give us a nice indication that we are, you know, going to be pushing bearish. And DXY, we've got divergence on the DXY as well. Let's have a look. I don't like this structure. I want a bit more. I think what I might do is I might just wait for a pullback. Might just wait for a bit of a pullback and then see what we get from there, really. Look at the DX. How beautiful was that trade yesterday on the DAX as well? Oh, an absolute treat. So this is what will be effectively coined as the apex entry. How it works is it's a much quicker reaction. It's where you're expecting more impulsive price action to come in. There's obviously a higher risk to it because, I mean, effectively it does have the moving parts of ISC MSU. This one does anyway. But it's just a simple reaction and simple manipulation. So you want a liquidity point, you want a sweep of that liquidity point, and you want basically this. and it's just a weakness. So rather than where we wait for the ISC MSU, which is the sweep, and then clear structure and then manipulation, okay, which effectively can be very, very similar, as you can see. We don't necessarily need to wait for the manipulation. The assumption is that manipulation is happening on a lower time frame anyway. The important thing with the apex entry is that it has weakness to it. So there's a failure to make a new low, and then you enter basically as soon as you get some kind of rejection. So the perfect entry would have been down here, which we didn't obviously get. We obviously called the high really, really well. Sometimes I just find that I just find a knack of just calling the high really, really well. I don't know if you saw in the chat yesterday, but we literally took 80% out when it got to here, and then obviously news came in, took us the rest out for break even. So that was a position really well managed. I'm really, really happy with that, to be fair. That daily level's dead now. Let's have a quick look on that. So we did actually have a bearish day yesterday. So bearish, inside bullish, yeah, it's the same thing. And we have swept the highs. So not as clear. We are still in the bullish structure here. And we've just reached EPA as well, like perfectly. Look at that. Can't argue with that, can you? Efficient price action now. Literally to the pip. I mean, it's like gone a pipette over, which is fantastic. Beautiful. So, beautiful, right? So yeah, so we are now, officially rebalanced, which means we could start looking for, sell setups. It could start rejecting. So look, we kind of just have to wait and see. I don't like Germany 40 as much, I'll be honest. It's not as clear to me right now as to where we would enter or where we would get in ultimately. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, 15-minute range is here. So we could potentially look at a external sweep of that. It's just a little bit mucky. It's just a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit high. I don't know. You just get a feeling. Right, we have had a pullback on Euro USD, but we haven't had any new structure, and I hate trading like that. We've had no new structure. Although we did have some on... We did have some on the DXY. Didn't have any on Euro... Nah. I'm not in a rush. I'm up for the week. I'm not going to just give away 1R for no reason whatsoever. Germany 40 just swept the low. Same sort of principle really. If we can get some bullish structure, I'll look at it. If we can't, then I won't. I'm not going to trade this bearish. Nothing to me looks bearish. This all looks very bullish to me. Overall, we're quite bullish. We're in a bullish range. We've tagged into discount. We've started creating more bullish ranges out of the discount area. So those sort of moves often will come down, they'll take liquidity, and then they will snap you back like that one there, right? Big impulsive move down. Think about how many people would have been selling that. Well, you can see it. You can see the sells, can't you? There? See that? That's a smart money trap. That's exactly what that is. So that is a trap for the smart money traders to get short. They get a little bit of profit, which then, tricks them into thinking that their strategy is working. They don't get the low, which is what they expected. They move themselves to break even, and then price comes back and takes them out. So these big bearish candles like this, they've got to make sense. They've got to make sense in terms of the higher time frame narrative. If you're just trading it because it's a big impulsive candle, that's where you'll get stung. And unless you're taking profits really, really quickly, that's where you can really struggle to make money. And that's one of the frustrations that I had for so many years is, why is my strategy not working? Okay, well, I just don't understand liquidity well enough. I don't understand what the market is doing in this move. I see that bearish move, and I just assume that we're moving bearish because structure is bearish, big impulsive move. But remember, what creates those moves? Those of you in the Discord now, what creates those big bearish moves? Those big impulsive candles. What creates them?
The institutions.
The institutions. Yeah, exactly. And literally, what is it? What is it?
They're like dumping a load of orders.
Dumping a load of cash, right? They're putting a load of cash in the marketplace. Are they putting a load of cash in the marketplace so you and I can make money? Definitely not, right? They're putting the cash in the marketplace so they can make money. So you got to, and this is what's wrong with so many people's thinking, is that you see these moves and you're like, well, we're going bearish because the market is bearish. Think about who creates that move. Think about who creates that move. Well, the institutions create that move. Why do they create that move? Well, because they probably want to get some better pricing for their buys, right? So they trick people into going short. People short the marketplace, which is what this little reaction is, and then they buy back up. If you look at that higher time frame narrative, everything is bullish. Everything is bullish. Everything is setting up for buys. This is just a liquidity sweep, then the bullish structure, and this is what that would be classed as an apex entry here. So it's another perfect example. So you have push, pullback, not as deep as a pullback as I would like, but failure to make a new low, that's then a good buy. You get a good buy in there, you hold it up, you run the trap. Okay, and that's what the aim would be. Right, EU's now taken that low, which is good. Oh, annoyingly, that would have been quite a nice entry there, to be fair. Let's see if we can get a pullback now. GU, GU might be a nice sell, especially because it hasn't broken down yet. Slightly better position. I might take GU instead. We hold that there. We've got our divergence. We've got weakness. What have we got down to here? 4.6. That's quite a nice trade, to be fair. Yeah, I'm going to grab that. Come on. So just a half position for now because we haven't got confirmation yet on GU. If we can get a clear break below that, we obviously might get a bit of a pullback now. 5-minute structure on EU is not technically broken yet. We've just broken 1-minute structure, which is a good sign, definitely. But again, we need that low broken as well. So it might be a little bit early on GU, but I'm happy to take that risk. It's only a little half position anyway. We've got that divergence, which is good. We'd love to see that. Shows that there's real weakness on GU compared to EU. Okay. DXY is showing the same. Okay. And all we need the DXY to do now is just break that high. If we can break that high clearly with impulse and reaction, impulse and speed, then we could be on for a good trade. Whether I add into GU or EU, I'm not sure yet, but we'll just wait and see. First liquidity target is 1.4, which is not the end of the world. I'd rather that 4.6 if I'm honest. Wait for some structure to come in. We might actually get, to be fair, we might actually get a trade on Germany as well. Taking the liquidity. No entry yet. Just need to see some failure. Nice bearish price action as well. Right, EU's taken that low. GU's starting to break down. I just want to see some structure to come in now, ideally. EU looks like it might have been a nice little trade there, to be fair. I'm happy because I managed it as I should be managing it. We've got this little section in here that we could pull back to now, obviously. else ill at the moment?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so is anyone else ill at the moment? I've been so sick this week.
Nah, I know a few people who are ill actually. Yeah,
It's the changing
of the
season, man.
seasons, I think it gets it.
The changing season just like makes everyone sick, doesn't it? I don't really get sick. I pick it up off people that are sick. So people are always ill in my house. Like my partner Anna's been ill, and my boy's been ill. And whenever they're sick, I always then just pick it up. But sorry, what did you say, Chris? Before I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say changing over to C Trader then.
Yeah, well, I really like that functionality. I don't know. I think if I log in here, I can show you. I think. You see my C Trader window, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, it's transferred it. Okay, nice. Right, I want all symbols. I want that.
I have used C Trader before, but I definitely prefer MT5. Like.
Oh yeah, 100%. Watch lists. There we go. There's my watch list. Yeah, it's
It is some bits are nice, like, but.
Oh, that's unusual.
I think MT5 is just so well. Once you know what you're doing, it's so simple and.
Yeah, it is. It's just
complicated, right?
this little. I'm not sure where it is now. I don't think I can see it on here. I've got it
Is it
installed.
not in that the little robot head in the top left under bots, like the third icon along, I think. Yeah.
No.
On our top keys.
Hotkeys. It's
Where
on my
is it?
desktop version. You won't be able to see the desktop version. That's the only thing. Basically, I've got this thing. I'm not sure what it's called. But it's a why have I got such a difference in stop loss there and there? By the way, 30559. Oh, did I set it wrong? That's gonna be stopped out anyway, so I may as well just leave it. That's annoying. Yeah, I did. I set it differently, but that's got a wick on it, and this one hasn't. This is why I only take a half position on my first entry for exactly this reason. So if we do get stopped out, we lose half rather than whole. Auto chartist, is it? No, calendar, DM. Maybe it's just on my desktop version, but basically there's this little bot effectively which I've installed, which gives me the ability to it gives me the ability to stop out at a certain level. So what I sometimes will happen is, so my target, I set a 1% per day. I'm happy with 1% per day. I don't really need anything more than that. And there's countless times where I will tag 1%, and then the market will reverse on me. I end up with like 0.7 or 0.5, or sometimes a loss or a break even, right? Because then you get greedy, don't you? And you're holding that for the next. So, just looking at EU, because I might take an entry here. Right, that's gonna be stopped. Yeah, that's stopped. That's cool. That's fine. Germany 40 might give us an entry. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, often you get those moments where you're like, you wish you'd closed at a certain level, right? And I think it'll just prevent that. And do you know what? Let's say I'm running 2 trades and they get to 1% at like 1.4R each. Bothered, right? Yes, I might miss out on the occasional 2R or 3R or whatever it may be, but those are really few and far between. And I think if you just stacked 1% regularly, and just closed, I always think this. I always question myself. I'm like, do you know what? If I just went for 1R consistently and tried to have like an 80% win rate, how much more profitable would I be? How much less stress would I have as well?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And if you're doing that consistently and making profit, then you can track all your data and
exactly
go an extra % on, right? If you find what works best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. What do we do here then? I've got to shoot now, guys, but I'd quite like to get in on this. Am I just forcing it because I'm on a live, or do I actually want this trade? Have I got my setup? Yes, I've got my setup. Oh, dogs are getting told off. Hang on 2 seconds, guys. Absolute carnage. Right, I got to jump off, guys. However, I'll keep you posted and see if we get a short out of here. We've got equal highs on the DXY now as well, which is definitely a promising sign. I think I'd rather a bit more confirmation, you know. Tension on DAX as well. Let's see if we can get a pullback on DAX. Right, those are my structural points there. Here and here. Might be setting up a 3-minute MSU here. So we've got MSU or MS2 here right now.
So the MS2 is just taking it with his stop above, no like engulfing pattern, right?
No engulfing.
Is that what you said?
You just literally just enter as soon as you've had the manipulation. What have we got on there then? So
I
this
have to go look through. Be interesting to see how many times it manipulates and doesn't give an engulfing candle.
yeah, it's basically just a way of you getting in without having to wait for the engulfing, because often the engulfing will come down and it will take there, and then your 5-hour trade becomes a 3-hour trade, you know. So high risk, high reward, as always.
It's easy to go back and test that, right? So every
Yeah.
MSU set, we can just see
Yeah, exactly.
plays out and what stop size you pick up.
The only thing with the MS2 is that you'll get more false entries, right? Because the engulfing confirms the position. So you get more false entries. That's the only thing you've got to watch out for. Right. We've got equal highs here. It makes sense. Everything's bullish. We've got a divergence. So I've taken that entry. If that fails, that will be my 2 losses for the morning. So we'll see. Journey 40. Oh, I quite like the look of that as well. Nice impulse. Am I bullish? Here's your high up there. $306. What does that give us?
Nice. Where did you take it, Sam, on that engulfing pattern?
Say again?
I'm saying he's in the trade. I don't know if he did.
I can't. Is he talking? I can't hear him.
I can hear him, yeah.
You can hear him.
Yeah. Oh, you muted him yesterday, didn't you? Because he was
Oh yeah, because he was
talking about
chatting to his
cylinders or
mates.
something.
Chatting to his mates about pipes.
That's nice to know.
Did you not know?
No, mate, because I have you. I start off in my office with you on, and then I just go off to work. You know what I mean? And keep you in my ears.
Oh,
If I
okay.
didn't have you on mute.
Yeah, you were talking about like pipes or something. It's really boring. Whatever you're talking about. I muted you.
I wonder why he's been ignoring me all morning.
Oh yeah. Have you been talking all morning? Sorry, mate. What did you? Have you taken a trade? Have you?
Yeah, I didn't have that straight. I took a risk entry on it.
Did ya? Yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
you. I've just taken it now. I'm with you. So let's see. These aren't the best of entries this morning. I'll be honest. There's no real clear confirmation, but we've got our bias set for the week. Particularly bullish. DXY's been a bell end. We've got a nice wide stop on this anyway. And we've got a nice wide stop on this one. So it is what it is. It is what it is. If we lose, we lose. It's part of the course, right? Right, I've got to jump off. I need a shower, and I've got some work to do. All right, so I'll be in the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Bye.